ladies and gentlemen,
Woo! Woo!
boys
Welcome in,
and
folks.
girls, everybody, everybody, children of all ages, women, children, married folks, singles, shackards, everybody. It's Super Bowl Sunday. We have made it. Dude, my third Super Bowl in my lifetime. I can't tell you how surreal the feeling is to wake up in Kansas City, breathe in this Kansas City air. It smells like a Super Bowl's coming back. Mr. KC, how is it from the 813?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, folks, boys and girls from all around the world, what a beautiful Sunday for some football. Am I right? Look, we got palm trees in the background somewhere over here, wherever they're at, just celebrating this beautiful Chiefs Day.
Oh yeah, and we just happy that we be able to do this again. Like I said, we coming at you with a quick one. Say we're gonna take up too much of your time. We know people got to cook, people grilling. You probably getting started now. I know I'm gonna get started soon, and it's just amazing to be a part of the biggest game in all of sports and entertainment of the year. The biggest moment, the grandest stage of them all. Like I said, this is WrestleMania, baby. We here. This is it, dude. I'm just,
Ooh,
I'm
I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm waking up excited like I'm playing today. Like I don't know what's going on. This is the first time the alarm clock didn't have a chance in God's green earth. We're just out here getting it. It's just a celebration. Look, we made it, folks. This is Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. We were supposed to have a Philadelphia Eagle on today, but he ran away from the moment, just like the Eagles. He just flew off. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. The world is picking Philadelphia, but it only seemed like people in Kansas City and maybe a few analysts know what they're talking about because we're bringing this thing home today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's give a quick shout out to Teacher Talking Sports. He's asking if it's hoodie weather here in Tampa. Yes, sir. It is a breezy 62 degrees. I am actually very cold right now, but I'm toughing it out to hang in with you guys. Let's toss it over to Ray real quick. He's got Eagles 37 to 34. Ooh, what a tough one, Ray. You're out here trying to break hearts. Yeah, it's out here
Yeah.
bursting bubbles. That is obviously not how we got it, folks.
No, because you know me, I gave the score today. It's 42-17 Kansas City. Like I said, the Eagles, they haven't played anybody all year of this caliber. They haven't faced any battle tested team. And Andy Reid not only is 3-0 against these Eagles since he's been coaching in Kansas City, he's had more than 2 weeks to prepare for. So it says about his overall record. What is he, 22-6, coming off of something like that? So
Mm, mm.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, and I think you touched on it right there. I think that's one of the big things about this game. See, if you look at the caliber of quarterbacks that the Eagles have played all year, like their highlight is Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins. Like that's the cream of the crop. They throw in Aaron Rodgers in there too, which is understandable. But the problem with that is this was not a elite season for Aaron Rodgers by any
Right.
means. It's not really a victory in my. It's they won, but it's not like a bragging rights all season.
Right. So I mean, I'm not worried about these Eagles. Like I said, it should be a decent game for them, but I think it's going to be an extraordinary game for Patrick. And I think this is the game. Like I said, if he doesn't go for at least 400 yards, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, we all just want a great game. I'm right there with you, Ray. I think regardless, this is a great Super Bowl. And we're excited to be back. Like the Dude with a Beard said, number three out of five
Mhm.
years. This is, as a Chiefs fan, we dreamed of something like this. We could even stretch it to this kind of imagination.
Would have
You know,
never
we'll be
imagined.
honest. Yeah, we just going to one would have been enough for probably 20 years.
Right. Considering where we
Just to
came
be
from,
honest
right.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
just and now we're spoiled. Let's
yeah,
let's toss it back to Teacher Talking Sports. We had this morning the two best quarterbacks they faced is Rodgers in his worst season and interception leader Dak. And absolutely
Exactly.
talking sports. That's what I'm seeing. So there's a highly rated defense, but who are you rated against? You're playing against fringe top 10 quarterbacks.
Same
Top
thing I was
15.
saying about the Niners. They touted them as the number one defense. Oh, they're just flying. They're all over the place. They can do this. They can do that. When you're playing the bottom barrel of the league, you should have the number one defense. You're not playing nobody. So I'm not surprised that they're saying the same thing about the Eagles. Like, dude, we've seen underwhelming quarterbacks light them up this season. Like I said, the only reason why they didn't lose to the Jags because of the rain in the game. Like they're good escape artists, but they've escaped games that they should have won by 30.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's not a team that blows you away. I mean, the Commanders beat them.
Hmm.
No Commanders, they're a scrappy team all season, but where were they come playoff time? Nowhere to be found. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just a fluke season for him. It's really about as cupcake as you can get.
Oh yeah. Easy strength of schedule. Like I said, if you give Kansas City anything like that, I'm pretty sure they would have went undefeated.
Right.
Like without a
Absolutely.
shadow of a doubt, barring
Or at least
injury,
close to it, you
or at
know?
least close to it. Maybe
Yeah,
one
real
of
close.
the surprise L that comes from out of nowhere. Maybe one of
Hmm.
those.
Like the
But
Colts.
yeah, exactly, like the
Yeah,
Colts.
yeah. There's certain teams that just have Kansas City's number. You know, it's the Colts and the Texans really, and it was a scrappy game with the Texans. It's just one of those teams. You get nervous when you face them, no matter
Hmm.
how garbage they are.
Because you just know they always one play away. Something crazy happens, and all of a sudden they're up 13, 4 minutes to go, and we gotta come back. Like you never know. Yeah,
Like, what
jeez
is
Louise.
this? Yeah,
No,
I think it's wild to see.
well, no, I think it's gonna be a good game. I even think Jalen Hurts has a good game running. Like I said, I'm interested to see the shoulder. Like I said, he didn't throw it
Hmm.
much in the last game or the game before, and like I said, I think he's still hurt. Honestly, I don't think that shoulder is ready to go. And if it is, maybe he's going to unleash it tonight. Who knows? But I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, that's what we've seen happen to Allen this year. He was having a pretty solid season, messed up his shoulder or his elbow. I forget which what it was, but
Both
messed up.
toward the end.
Yeah, messed up his throwing arm, and then it was a quick decline of the Buffalo Bills. That was the end of the season.
Oh, well, yeah, without a doubt. That's why you get the usual. It's almost like a yearly thing now. We get the yearly Stephon Diggs meme of him just being disappointed that he left Kirk Cousins to come to Josh Allen, thinking it was about to be brighter, and all of a sudden you right back where you was.
Right. Yeah, and it's interesting you bring up Stephon Diggs because he was asked who he thought was going to win this game, and he quickly said the Kansas City Chiefs because he's faced them. He knows what they're about, and he knows what. And the first thing he started talking about was the Kansas City Chiefs defense and Steve
Hmm.
Spagnuolo and how he's just going to create a game plan. And I believe we
Right.
see that today with the Eagles.
Hmm. Like I said, he's beat Tom twice and lost to Tom once. So it's not like he don't know what he's doing on the big stage. And granted, uh, barring injury to our whole line being decimated, we're still kind of in that game. If Tyreek learned how to catch the ball, if Kelsey could have caught his touchdown, like we're still in that game. So I don't think anybody just really has enough to just blow Kansas City. I think we're the most well game plan team in the NFL. I really think that. I think even for both sides of the ball, like I said, they can say the defense is underwhelming or it's lacking in certain areas. But like I said, we finished second in the league in sacks. Coverage got significantly better toward the end of the season, especially once McDuffie came back. Uh, I'm picking McDuffie to get an interception in the game today. Prop bet that I took, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're a betting man or woman, might want to consider that. But dude, this team, this defense, everything is always so underrated about the Chiefs. Everybody's always stacking the cards against us, and it's just usual Kansas City. We'll have to overcome.
Right. Yeah, and that's what will make it an exciting Super Bowl. But I really feel like we're going to see a very 34-14 kind of game. It's what I'm kind of
Telling
feeling
you.
right now.
Somewhere in that realm, like you heard me say 42-17. I'm thinking Pat's gonna go off. Like I mean, even most of the players that they've interviewed, well, not most of them, but the ones I've seen, even talk about the same thing. Talking about, well, the Eagles haven't really played anybody like the Chiefs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
you haven't played. I would say they haven't even played a top six team in the NFL this whole season.
Well, and when they did, it was like the 49ers when they're hurt and not like a fresh, like not a full
Right,
legitimate 49ers team.
right.
You take out Purdy early, who was 4 for 4. He was moving the ball on the Philadelphia Eagles pretty successfully. And they got lucky it was a fluke injury.
Well, even the next dude came out was moving a rock against them and stuff, but it just seems like
Hmm.
they self imploded after that because even McCaffrey was getting off some. Like I said, I think this Philadelphia defense can be exposed. I think they got a lot of soft spots, especially in the secondary and in the middle of the field. Honestly, seeing how
Hmm.
McCaffrey was able to gash them, I'm thinking Pacheco, McKinnon, even if little ugly Clyde play. I think that he can find some soft spots and even get it done. Like I said, I think this is the screen game today. We're gonna screen them boys to death, and like I said, they haven't seen nothing like it.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's always these are the kind of games I get really excited to see Andy Reid's playbook because he's about to dig deep and bust out some things we have not seen in a long time. And especially this season, look at the ring around the posy the parade
Right,
play that they did against the Raiders. Like
right,
it's just fun to watch this team. It's very well
right.
established.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple of Super Bowl winner plays and coming up in some of these plays. And we might not see the wasp, but maybe we'll see the bumblebee today. Maybe we'll see whatever he got up his sleeve. The purple rain pigeon, who knows? But knowing Andy Reid, like you said, it'll be a play so creative. Sky Moore could even score on it. Like
Mm,
we'll see. We'll
mm,
see,
mm.
but you messing with a mad genius. Like I said, he's like he's like Dexter's laboratory. He's just in there mixing stuff up to this might work, this gonna work, dude. Andy Reid is a scary out, dude. I don't see how people don't consider him for coach of the year almost every year, and it's almost infuriating. Like he doesn't even he'll get one vote or a vote, but it's like
Right.
he's had his team consistently be the best team in the AFC, and he's not getting any nod. It's like they're almost just like, oh, well, we're expecting that from him. And like, how you gonna set expectations on something like that without rewarding the man with the trophy? I don't think he's ever been coach of the year.
I think he's gotten it before. I feel like he's gotten it
I would
before.
hope so. I have to look that
Yeah.
up, but
Yeah.
he
I'm
should
pretty
have at
sure Andy
least three
Reid.
more
Yeah.
in our
But
time.
in Brian Dayball's defense, getting those Giants to the playoffs and past the Minnesota Vikings into the second round of playoffs, like that's a
That's
hard task
impressive.
to do. You've actually got the Eagles fans out here bragging that they beat the Giants 3 times. Like that was just the biggest juggernaut they've ever had to face. So if it's got the Eagles scared, they got to be at least doing something right there in New York Giants.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I just think when you have your team at a sustained level of excellence, you should be considered for it, if not all the time, but most of the time. But you're right, what Dayball did out there, like I said, I'm not hating. I seen it week one. I knew he was gonna have them boys ready the way they was playing. So shout out to them still. Hopefully they continue to get better, get them a wide receiver to help Vanilla Vic and Saquon, and they can keep that thing rolling.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, they had a pretty decent playoff push. So shout out to the Giants out here exceeding expectations, shooting your shot. I can dig it. And shout out to again, dude with a beard for being just big on the Giants all season long. It's pretty wild to see.
Uh, man, you got to have one dark horse in the race. You might as well pick the one that will bring football back to a certain level of
Mm,
excellence, at least. But yeah,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, it's Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know how many times I can keep saying it. It's amazing to be here. and I'm just truly excited to see this game, this product put on before us. I really want to see what's going to happen. Like I said, in this run game, I think this could be a staple game to go ahead and get rid of Clyde because Pacheco's going to go crazy. I just feel like he's going to get off somehow, some way, somehow. Like this is the moment he's been waiting for. Well, all of
It's
them
it,
hopefully play it that way.
yeah, it's kind of wild that you bring that up because Pacheco's agent actually said that Pacheco was going to get Super Bowl MVP. And it's wild to think about, but that is definitely something that could happen.
I was telling you the other day, man, I got a feeling he could do it. It'd be like I said, this could be the most historic Super Bowl in history. We not only could the Chiefs win, solidify themselves as like they like to toss around the term dynasty. It'll put firmly Andy Reid in the driver's seat to almost being the best coach ever. It puts him
Mm.
in the conversation, puts him above Walsh and all them other guys, and he's only got to fight with Belichick at this point. After that,
Yeah,
we'll see a Super Bowl. I mean, we'll see an MVP finally win in the Super Bowl, break that little whatever curse they said since 2023 year curse or something like that.
yeah,
Patrick
but it
Mahomes be
has
the guy.
happened before, and that's
Yeah.
something that it's since Roger Goodell's been in
Hmm.
the commissioner for the NFL. So that's where they pull that little in line. Let's stop right there. Let's
Right.
put our blinders on. We can't look at any stats before 2000 like that. Like football didn't exist for 40 years
Right.
before that too. So it has happened.
Man.
And I expect to see it happening again. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, but if we do get an Isaiah Pacheco Super Bowl MVP, like I said, it'd be the first time since Terrell Davis. Like I said,
Right.
another thing we can knock off the list and knock off the Bronco checklist. Like I said, once we win this Super Bowl and we tie up their little trophy case, there's not a Broncos argument that anybody can bring up when talking about Kansas City. They're trashed in the all-time record. They'll be tied in Super Bowls. We clearly have the best quarterback that either team has ever seen. Like, dude, it becomes a slippery slope for these AFC West contenders because this just firmly solidifies us, like I said, as the new Patriots. We're about to see like 25 years of excellence, dude, and it's crazy to even think
Mm.
about it that way, but it's happening. We're already 5 years in.
Right. Yeah. And the wild part is that you think about 5 years in, and you probably still got a solid another 10. I would think.
And that's him with Andy Reid, another solid 10. Now, when Andy Reid retired, he come in and get some other guy. Shoot, man, who knows? Sky's
Yeah.
the limit for this kind of situation.
Yeah, and it's gonna create a lot of a bigger Andy Reid tree in the NFL, I believe.
Yeah, I already think that he's got the best coaching tree in the NFL. All his guys really go on to become actually feasible coaches. I mean, besides the Matt Nagy situation, uh, I don't know, but I think Chicago is not a fair shake for anybody. You almost got to give people 8 years to turn that kind of franchise around. But
Right.
but hey, doing what you're doing, hopefully what they got with Justin Fields and everything going forward will bring them back from obscurity. Like I said, shoot, man, they've been to a Super Bowl in the last 20 years. So it'll be interesting to see them try to make it back.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild next season already to think about. Just to see the competition hopefully grow in the NFC. It's such a stacked AFC that it really kind of skews the matchups, in my opinion. If I was a
Hmm.
veteran quarterback, I would definitely be running to the NFC.
And that's why I hope Lamar ends up over there so he can bring up the talent level of the
Mm,
NFC. Like I say, put him on a New Orleans team if they can afford him, or uh, who else? He can go to Atlanta and turn them around. Like there's a lot of places he could go, and just because he's there, you can give them at least 8 wins on the season. And then, not to mention whatever talent's already sitting there, because all of them teams got feasible pieces. They just lacking quarterback. Mariota down there disgracing them Falcons beyond what I could. You know how I felt about them during the season. I was talking about them
right.
like they should have been more than what they were. But
Oh,
shoot, maybe even Carolina.
it will definitely. We already have one versus match that's going up for that kind of conversation, and then we also have the whole Sean Payton conversation to have this off season. So we get to laugh and point our fingers at that and get some bold predictions right out the gate. And I'm pretty sure they'll stick pretty heavy. I feel pretty confident in my opinion on that already.
For sure. I've already got them right where they finished this year, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, and you
Uh,
can hear that's the best summary of it too. It's that one sentence there. Ain't nothing really changed, folks.
mm.
Sean Payton might squeak them out one or two more wins, but they're still limited for a reason.
You still got deformed head Russell Wilson. Don't know what he doing. He looked like a sick kid out there. And then you still got the trash
Mm.
offense, no weapons. And then you pretty much done decimated your defense. You done traded everybody. But we'll see what you do. I mean, I don't think it'll be enough either way, but maybe you can compete with the Vegas Raiders. Maybe. But they might end up
Maybe.
dogging you out too, because if they can get a quarterback and be anything like I thought they're supposed to be this year, they'll be a wild card team next year.
Right. Yeah, it could happen.
I can see them before either of the other teams. Like I said, I think that Herbert experiment with the weapons he got now is over. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and pull the plug now and rebuild while he's still young and still feasible before y'all Philip Rivers him. Wait till he get too late and then try to make a move that won't, get you anywhere. It's not going to yield you any results.
And it's so wild to think about because they have so much there already established. Like the
Hmm.
thought of tearing it down is like, man, what do you do with Mike Williams? What are you doing with that bum Keenan Allen? You've got so much on the defense already.
We
Like,
sending him to Carolina via trade and get him out of there.
and
And Mike Williams.
Are you positive you can tear that down and build it back better? Like, yeah, that's a pretty good build there.
I'm sure any of these rookie receivers coming out will have a better impact than Keenan Allen because he can't even stay on the field. Now, I've heard people talk about injuries, especially with young players and stuff like that. I give young players more leniency, especially if they're a rookie or a sophomore, because the team has time to build them up, make them healthy, get them on the right diet, get them with the right trainers and stuff. But when you got a guy like Keenan Allen, who's what 12 years in, something like that, and he can't,
I
like,
think
he's never been able to stay on
I
the
think it's
field. Oh, you kind of cut out there. You said you think it's what?
I think Keenan Allen
Oh,
might get
oh, there
traded,
you
but
go.
Mike Williams isn't reliable. Yeah, neither one of them are
Yeah,
really reliable. That's the
but
whole
Mike
problem with
Williams,
the Chargers.
right? He at least Mike Williams has more upside. A team will take a chance on him because he can win a jump ball in the end zone. Keenan Allen's not even giving you that.
Mm.
But you're right, he sure isn't reliable. Like I said, tear it down. You know what I say? Gotta get rid of like the duo. I mean, it sounds good and it looks good on paper. That's why everybody picked them to be the AFC West champions. On paper, they look
Hmm.
phenomenal. But when
Yeah.
we see that product hit the field, it's the same old Charger story. Good night.
What I thought was wild is Chad Ocosino, Ocho, Chad, Chad Johnson,
Right. Right.
whatever you want to call him. He was on Shannon Sharp's podcast and named to his top five wide receivers, and he really put Keenan Allen in the top five of the NFL, and it
Of
was
all time?
why. No, right now, right now,
Oh, still right now?
right. Any point, really, like I feel like at any point you could say no, but
Keenan Allen?
yeah, he had Keenan Allen,
Oh my God.
top
Can we
five.
include guys who don't play no more but played recently? Because
No,
he's not even Antonio Brown level. Like, what are we talking about? Like, Mike Evans is better than Keenan Allen, and he's not in nobody's top nothing. I, I'm bewildered. I can't believe it. Oh, I think we lost you again, Mr. KC. Before I can't believe it. This is why you don't listen to Chad Johnson. He clearly is delusional. He don't know what he's talking about. How do you get Keenan Allen in your top five receivers when you got Jamar Chase? You got Chase, Higgins, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams. Hell, even Hopkins is better than him. Uh, who else am I missing? There's a dude, even the boy for the Eagles, the Devontae dude, AJ Brown. Like there are so many receivers, so many receivers that are better than Keenan Allen, and it doesn't make sense for them to even be considered, for him to be even considered in the top anybody's list. But like I said, it's Ocho Cinco's list. Ain't nothing I can say about it. It's not mine. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, keep saying it again over and over. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Um, we just super excited to see a good game. Hopefully we see a classic performance out of my man Kelsey and my man Mahomes. Vice versa, you can flip it anyway, and we gonna see what they do. Because, like I said, you got two Hall of Famers already on the team, and you're bringing back about 8 players who's been in the Super Bowl, who's already played one and lost one, so they know the best of both worlds. Like I said, these Eagles been recently. I think you only got a few players left on that team who was in the Super Bowl who knows how I feel, but they've never tasted that defeat, so they're not going to play with the same sense of urgency as we're going to play with. So it'll be interesting to see. But like I said, I ain't counting my what they say counting my chickens early, but I believe that what they say the chickens are coming home to roost. It's time. Look, Patrick Mahomes is about to do it. He's about to light it up.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And I think some of the, if you look at the Eagles, what they really have to do is they have to be able to run. I feel like if they cannot run and just have to depend on Jalen Hurts, it might be a long night for them. Look, Frank Clark might be the second most sacks in playoff history after tonight. Like he just needs two, and he'll be second all time. And I can see Frank Clark getting a couple sacks today.
I
This
think we
is
get
his
about
kind of
6
game.
sacks tonight, if not 7. I think it's going to be pressure city because they're gonna underestimate this Chiefs defensive line. I think we're gonna see a level of domination from Chris Jones like we did in the championship game. I think he'll probably get the first sack of the
Yeah,
game. I think he's gonna blow that thing up, man.
it could happen.
It
I,
could.
I
I'm
wouldn't be
thinking.
surprised if we see a big outing from Chris Jones too. He's finally
Yeah,
made it from the I can't get a sack category to just getting sacks.
exactly. It was a rough road traveled, but he is ready. And like I said, I think he even gets the first one tonight. Big game from him. I'm thinking Karloftis gets a sack or two. If not, he's going to cause at least enough pressure. I think we're going to really see. We saw our rookie step up in the championship game, but I think we're going to see an all-time rookie performance tonight. That's why I'm so big on this Pacheco situation because we
Mm.
gonna have to. We have to have it to win this game. We have to have it. They've got to do it. They've got to do it.
Well, Pacheco is a big factor in a lot of games for the Chiefs. When he's rolling, he's just a beast to handle, and I'm hoping to see a huge game out of him. Really, I think McKinnon's got a big possibility too.
Oh yeah, McKinnon could have a large game too. Like I said, 'cause I think all the backs could really have a decent game tonight. Like I said, 'cause I think it's going to be a screen situation. I think Kadarius Tony gets in the end zone today. I think
Mm.
he's going to be so much of an X factor that he's underestimated even by our own fans already. But I don't think the Eagles are even worried about him either because all they talking about they was like they got who they was talking about who they receivers they got Juju and some other people I don't know their names and stuff. I was like okay, if I'm one of them receivers, okay, you don't know my name. Just like how the Bengals tried to do how they did Justin Reed. Talking about you don't know who I am. All right, we gonna come out here and put this work on you. I think, like I said, Kadarius Tony, he might go crazy today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think if I was looking at the bets and because it's going to be someone that we don't know that has a big game, and I really feel like it's got to be Tony or Sky Moore. And I'm really
Mhm.
looking forward to these two just balling out. And I could see it being Sky Moore. I like Tony, but it just something tells me Sky Moore is gonna have a very nice, nothing crazy, but like a very nice 4 for like 126 kind of game, where he has two big passes that just light up the Eagles.
I hope so. I really do. Like I said, you know me. I was saying that the Sky Moore project was over. It got to take that back to the drawing board, try it again next year. If not, we got to trade that man out because you know me, I'm looking for Jody Fortson. We need a
Mhm.
Megatron esque somebody who I know is gonna go up, high point that bad boy, and then bring it down. More importantly, and hold on to it. So,
Yeah, and I think another slept on guy is Noah Gray, the
oh
second
yeah,
tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, who's really been putting it on the
he's
second
turned he's
half of the
turned up
season.
big in a couple
Oh,
situations, dude.
oh, I can see him really being that other guy that just kind of turns the corner. Because if you think about it, if they move to a two tight end set with two quality tight ends, mm, almost what you would have seen out of like the Gronk and Aaron
I
Hernandez
know. That's the
situation.
first thing my mind went to as soon as you said. I said it's the only time we've ever seen, and it was going crazy, lighting the league up.
Yeah, yeah. If Aaron Hernandez did not have the crazy life that he had, that would have been
The run. Remember, they was gonna pay him. They was gonna get rid of Gronk and keep him. Like
right.
boy, it was
What
yeah.
you
Like
need Gronk for? We got this young buck
I'm
doing
trying to tell you,
all
who's
this
going
and some
crazy,
more. Like, phew.
man. It turned out it was literally was crazy, but man, R.I.P. Hate to see
Right.
it either way,
Yeah,
but
crazy story. And
man.
it's just as crazy as knowing that Gronk was pretty much traded to the Detroit Lions. And he shut
Hmm.
that down. It was kind of
Hmm.
one of my favorite Gronk stories. Because when they told him he was traded to the Detroit Lions, he said, "I don't know how you did that. I'm retired."
Right. You trying to tell you,
Trying to tell you, like these Detroit Lions about to cancel this trade real quick because
man.
I ain't even playing no more. Actually,
Right. I'm done, fam.
I'm done. Oh, I'm not traded. I'll play again. All
Oh,
right.
right. Tomorrow I'm retiring. And if y'all really
Oh,
need me that
yeah.
much,
If you need me that much, I thought that was a pretty baller move out of Gronk.
no, you can't hate on the person for controlling their destiny. That's why I don't hate on the Eli Manning Charger situation. I wouldn't want to go play for the fucking Chargers either. Like what? Sure.
He said,
No, give them right.
"No, I don't care what
No,
you did. No,
no, no. But Eli, they drafted you. No, they didn't.
no, they didn't. Give me to New York.
Right.
Give me
They can
to a
have
team
Philip
that
Rivers.
matters."
Right. They
Yeah,
can have Philip Rivers.
yeah.
I'm going to New York.
I know they ain't winning no Super Bowl with me.
I'm trying to tell
Give
you.
me to New York.
Tom, you see my last name? Call my daddy. Somebody call
Go.
my daddy. Somebody call my daddy and let him know what's going on down here. No.
No, it's such a wild NFL sometimes because it's usually a very controlled league, but sometimes these players just have a way. And I think that's what's going to be interesting with the Lamar Jackson situation because the reports are $100 million apart.
I'll be too, because I need all that guarantee. Because, like I said, there's
Hmm.
not going to be an NFL that I play in where Deshaun Watson is making more money than me and he ain't done nothing. I'm not going to be playing in the league where Joe Burrow and Josh Allen are going to be making more money than me when they ain't done nothing.
Well,
They ain't won
similar
no
careers.
awards.
You
It
could say
ain't fit
similar. I think
them
he's. I'd put him.
MVP.
I'd put Lamar Jackson right in between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen in career accomplishments. I'd rather go to the Super Bowl than MVP, and then I'd rather MVP than.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You'd rather go to the Super Bowl and lose instead of being the NFL's most valuable player?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd trade. I'd take
No,
that
I
trade.
wouldn't, because that's not an accolade. That's not an accolade there.
Well,
I
folks,
would.
we'll put that up to a vote. We'll make this a short. This will be a short, and we'll put this up to a vote. You tell us,
Yeah,
folks. Yeah,
please,
because
because
that's an
I'd rather
interesting
be
question.
unanimous MVP than to be the guy who lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I mean, but either way, it's right there within those. Those three guys are very kind of similar in resumes. With
If
Josh
you
Allen, of
come
course, lacking a little bit.
lacking in either, because he hasn't done
Yeah,
either one, so I'm just like,
right.
how's he even in the conversation?
I'll give him the conversation just because at least made the playoffs every year, and kind of been
Not every year, but
y-
the last few, I give him that.
yeah, yeah, right. But enough to give your fans enough hope and hype. If I was a Buffalo Bills fan, I'd be talking trash on occasions as well.
I can
Like
understand.
he's gave him that right. Like you give you enough to get hoodwinked. You know what I mean? Like
I'm
you
trying to tell you.
just because you're wrong, he'll make you have those kind of statements.
Mm, mm, mm. Whew. Couldn't live my life that way. Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
Right?
I
No,
said
no,
thank you,
none
Pat.
of this. None of this. Our questions are if
Right,
it's going to be this overrated defense or Pat Mahomes. That's more what
man.
it is. And the wildest part to me about this whole season is this is a rebuilding year. This isn't even the Chiefs in their prime. They know we need to add a few more weapons, and we can really kind of do that in the draft this year. So it's excited to
Right.
see, especially since it will be in Kansas City, which is always
I'm saying, can
exciting
you
to see.
imagine? That's what I'm saying. We're gonna be another historic feat, win the Super Bowl and have the draft in your city the same year. When we hit the stage, probably Tech 9 presenting the pick or something
Mm,
like that.
I,
He gonna
I dig it.
talking about 2022 20 Twizzle Super Bowl.
20,
Don't forget about the Mexican beer. Jesse, this dude.
he said, "Don't forget the Modelo's." So
No, he's
this
talking about Dos Equis. I told him I
Dos
ain't gonna forget,
Equis.
but he reminds me of one of them young folk who keep telling you the same thing over and over again. That it don't make you forget, it just make you not do
Right. What you really need
it.
What you really need to be grabbing is some Pacificos, but
I ain't never heard of that. What's that from? That's our California
that's
beer.
no, that's a Mexico beer,
Oh, okay.
Pacifico. Yeah, it's another
Hmm.
Mexican beer. It's a little higher quality, same price, and pretty fantastic. As you know, beer's okay. We've shared many of beers, but
Hmm.
you you know which way I kind of lean. So
Right. No, for sure. But today is just gonna be another staple, another notch in the belt, another campaign won, another ring in the chest. I'm just
mm,
so excited to see it. Like I said, Eagles,
mm,
I ain't counting y'all out all the way, because it's any given Sunday. I'm a realist,
right.
but you guys are a favorite. Pat don't like to be an underdog.
Oh,
Last time he said they was gonna lose, he had to come out on a bad ankle and show the world why he's the best. And
right.
so now y'all putting him back on the grandest stage of them all. He's about to come out and do it again. This is Project Pat we talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Project
Right.
Pata.
And really, win or lose, if you look at Patrick Mahomes' resume, we're now looking at five straight AFC championships. It's not even just five straight; it's 5 out of 5. Very Jordan-esque type statement there, especially when you
Hmm.
compare it in the NFL. And then it's still 3 Super Bowls out of the 5 season. So you shoot
Hmm.
more than 50% chance of making the
Hmm.
Super Bowl, which is just unheard of numbers. Even
Unheard of.
yeah, even Tom Brady's like, hey, 50%'s a pretty good number there, buddy.
Hmm.
And here we're looking at, 3 out of 5. That's a very solid 60% chance here.
Hmm. And you know what's crazy? Didn't who's no? It was Buffalo. I would say didn't they Vegas have us in the very beginning to win the Super Bowl? But no, it was
hmm
Buffalo.
It was
Yeah.
we were right up there with them. It really depended on the week of where the line was kind of going. But yeah, Buffalo
Hmm.
was kind of favored. But yeah, it's a bad bet to make, for the Chiefs because it's such low odds. They're saying, yeah, we already know.
Right.
Okay, we'll give you a plus 300, and we'll hold your $100 bill for 4 months now.
Right.
Like we made so much money off this $100 bill. If you win, here goes your $200. Congratulations,
Man.
and
Right.
thanks for betting with us.
Right. Alvidaze. We'll see you next time.
Next time, all
Mm.
right.
Right. Man. But it's just crazy to think about. Like I said, 5 years, and it's like I said, sustained excellence. It ain't been a drop in production. It ain't been a drop in the record. It ain't like we scratched and clawed to get in. we're 7-time rolling over AFC West champions. Like, I just we've never seen a run this dominant as far as getting to the championship game, being in a championship game, or even just being literally the force of an entire conference. Like, if we don't enter next year already the favorite to go to the Super Bowl, then something's wrong, especially after we win it. But even if they have odds to just make the championship game, you almost want to put money on it right then and there if the odds are right, because it's almost a proven fact that we're going to be there. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
almost say it with so much comfort that we're going to be there. Like, you can almost put your life on it.
Right. Yeah, it's such a
Oh,
wild thing. Oh, what a beautiful Sunday, sir. What a
man.
beautiful Sunday. This is what it's all about in my books. We got some good rotel about to be cooked up,
Hmm.
and excited to see it. I know we were supposed to go live in another place, and it didn't quite work out, but regardless, it's a beautiful thing to see.
Oh yeah, and it's always good energy, especially when it's a Chiefs Sunday and now it's a Super Bowl Sunday. We get to see Rihanna at halftime. I mean,
Mm,
what? How could it get any better? Well, you know what I mean. Like, this thing is going to be off the chain. It's going to be the best show that we're probably going to see all year.
right.
Um, it's just what it's gonna be, man. It's super exciting. And like I said, I hope the Philadelphia come with the A game. I hope we come with ours. Like I said, I really do hope it's a good game, but I'm leaning more toward blowout, 42-17. It's just something about that just sounds about right to me. Pat is out here. He's not playing. I just think it's the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wonder if you're still watching this. If you have your, let's see what Jesse's got here. If you have your prediction of the game, go ahead, put it out there. I know Ray threw his out there. Oh wait, I already did that one. Sorry about that. Here we go. Eagles. He's got Eagles 37-34. That's a close game. So if you have yours out there, I'd be interested to hear what some other numbers are. But I see this being. I see the Chiefs kind of running away with this one. I just truly do.
Yeah, I do too. Because every Super Bowl ain't got to be close. Some can be a blowout. We got blew out in the Super Bowl, and so it's only right that we can
Hmm.
blow somebody else out.
Yeah, and the tough parts for Hurts is quarterbacks that don't win their first Super Bowl appearance don't ever make it back. We just seen it with
Ooh.
Joe Burrow too, so it's a tough road. The teacher talking sports god said 31-21 Chiefs. I like that one obviously. That puts it right there, right about the over, so it just barely makes the over. It could be
Mhm.
over is a popular choice. For some reason, I think it's sneaking in the under. I just truly do. I see a very 48 point, 49 point game.
Mhm. I'm telling you, man, we gonna put up 42 of them. So they gotta score at least once. 49, maybe go for two. I don't know.
Right.
We're gonna see, but it's gonna be. I don't like. I said, I don't think it's gonna be that close.
Well, I could see it being 31-21 and that being closer than the game actually was. Like if
Garbage
they
time
do some
touchdown.
garbage time, like if it's a 31-10 kind of game and all of a sudden they start doing some things. They get a touchdown, miss a 2 point conversion, get a field goal, stuff like that, and try to set it up, but just really nothing too much there.
No, for sure. I was looking for my water. I guess I didn't bring it, folk. But no, man, it's just 42-17 sounds so much better. And it'll be a thorough blowout.
Mm,
And that way, my boy
mm,
Pack can at least have 400 yards in this game.
for Hondo, that's a
I
big
will.
number.
I
That's a
need.
big
I
one,
need this thing to be historic, man. This has got to be the one.
right? I do think they got him right there at about that 300 mark, which is still a pretty solid. If you think about it, that's pretty decent passing yardage.
Oh yeah, for sure. without a doubt. 'Cause I mean, 300 in a game in any game's impressive. Like I said, my man's getting 325 usually. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes over that today. Like I said, especially against a secondary that ain't been battle tested, that ain't been carved up before. Like I said, the dudes who were carving them up were significantly lesser men. And I hate for it to
Yeah,
sound that way, but in football terms, not talking spirit, but football terms.
yeah. I don't know. I see a very. If I had to predict it, I see it at like a very 275, and then you have the running backs with like a nice 160-ish kind of game
Hmm.
total for the backfield. Probably with Pat Mahomes too. If you, I can see him having about 20, 30 yards
Oh
rushing as
yeah.
well
Oh yeah.
on
That's
two
one of my
carries,
props.
maybe
That's
three.
one of
I kind of have a feeling we might see a Patrick Mahomes quarterback sneak.
I think
It's
we're gonna see a couple of Patrick Mahomes just scampers. He's just gonna be
mm,
getting out of there, showing the world. He said, "I
mm,
can do this better." He's there because when he goes to the sideline, he gonna ask, "Did it look like Vic?" He gonna say, "Did I look like Lamar again? Did it look
no,
like Lamar?"
no. He's gonna say he heard the verses and he was like,
Yeah, he was
some
like,
people call it Lamar like, but I call it championship caliber Michael Vick like. So uh, they call me the Texas Michael Vick.
"No, that's why we got a
Oh,
vanilla
yeah,
Vic up
that
there."
didn't really. Yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't have
He
that
want to
didn't
look
have a
like
good ring.
Lamar. Yeah, he want to look like
Lamar,
Lamar.
the
Yeah,
Texas
Mr.
Lamar.
Jackson.
Yeah,
The
they
tech.
don't have
Yeah, the Texas. What? Why you got to be the Texas anything? He just Lamar Jr. Did it look like Lamar?
the Lamar. Yeah,
LJ.
I
We're gonna
feel
call
like
him LJ.
if we do that, we lower his arm throwing ability by 12, and we
This ain't
only
got nothing to do. We ain't talking about that. We talking about running.
true, true.
Right. Because if we gonna compare him, if we gonna give him to a Texas Vic, his arm done declined dramatically.
Mm.
Dramatic.
Maybe by like 8 points, but not the
Please,
12 that
we're
you're gonna
talking
see.
about a full drop. What are we talking about? He
Get a
can't
nice
hit
roll of
right.
the dice here.
Shuffle
Uh,
pass gone.
uh,
All the little flickers gone. Gone.
listen,
Everything.
we got a comment from Jesse to hear. We're gonna blow him up today. Look, I feel like we're gonna blow up Hurts today. I really feel a few sacks.
Yeah, I said at least 6 on the game.
Yeah,
Gotta have it.
what was your prediction, Jesse? We didn't get that locked in yet. We know we need to bring the Pacificos, the high quality Mexican beers, but
Man.
we don't know your prediction. And I think Jesse's leaning Chiefs though, right? Like that's
I don't know, man. He like them Bills. He
he
might be
do like
going
them
Chiefs.
Bills. He be talking trash on his own Bills. It's a wild. Them Buffalo Bills fans are harsh, man. They be going
Man,
through the tables.
hard to please. See,
Trent
I said that.
McDuffie.
I said that
Oh,
earlier, Teach. I said
look.
today's the day you get one. I even put a prop on it with MGM. He gets one today. Yes, Teach. High five. I'm right there with you. Like I said,
Yeah,
all of our rookies has got to have a tremendous day. And I'm sure McDuffie will probably be a pick six. Messing with that. He's a bad mamma jam.
and folks, you need to check out Teacher Talking Sports YouTube page because when this man speaks, he speaks factual. He knows what he's talking about. So I would
Hmm.
expect to see a Trent McDuffie. Like I'm excited to see it now. Like he's
Right.
talked me into it. I was kind of iffy. I really feel Snead
Okay.
a little
So,
bit more,
well,
but
Teach, thank you for backing me up. Now you done got Mr. KC on board. Just needed that extra push.
mhm.
We'll start to teach with the beard. That's what we're gonna start calling him. Teach with the beard, because we in alignment. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
right, right. Yeah, one of these days we're gonna get him on the show. I promise you. Jesse's got a 37-21 Eagles
That ain't
blowing
bad.
way a
Blowing them out.
touchdown. Yeah, a touchdown over. Yeah, I mean, well, we a lot of people think we're blowing them out, so we can't make fun of Jesse for that because
Right.
well, we all kind of have that opinion going into it.
Right. Because that's
Uh,
what it feels. It feels like it's blowout Sunday, Pat. We need it. We need it.
well,
Got to channel up the energy.
Well, we do have a fan that thinks it is the Eagles, 37-24. But I really feel like teacher's pretty close to this 31-21 here. That's not a bad prediction. But I feel like we're gonna have to take a couple points away from the Eagles and give them to the Chiefs. Like I'd feel better.
34-17.
Yeah, something like that.
See, I think they only get 17. Like I said, but the 42, I really think Pat's gonna get like 4 or 5 touchdowns. He's gonna go crazy, dude.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of the Eagles have a very solid offense and they're gonna blow out Kansas City. But my problem with that is we just watched the Bengals play Kansas City, and I think the Bengals have a better offense, or at least a better
Without a doubt.
better passing offense than the
They
Eagles.
have they got the better quarterback, they got the better
Hmm.
receivers,
Yeah,
like the
like
better tight ends. No, without a doubt, dude. They're the better offense. The only thing, if they had the Eagles line, they'd be almost like us, just
yeah.
dangerous.
I guarantee you, if you asked, that'd be an interesting question for Philly fans. Would they trade Jalen Hurts for Joe Burrows? And I bet you they would. I feel like that's a quick yes. That,
Hmm.
that feels like to me as an outsider, I'd
Right.
rather like if I had to trade Pat Mahomes for one of the two, I'd rather go
It
Joe
had to be.
Burrow.
It has to be Joe Burrow, and this ain't nothing against Jalen. I like your
Right.
play style and everything you could do, but Joe Burrow, he's already the second best quarterback in the NFL. I can't go too far down. Now, if I got to lose one, literally number one, I got to go with at least two. I gotta have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But I think that's also what separates Patrick Mahomes from Jalen Hurts and the Eagles today is Patrick. Like if you name the elite quarterbacks in the NFL,
Hmm.
that's who Patrick Mahomes has played this season
Hmm.
or gets to play this season. Versus
Hmm.
Jalen Hurts, Kirk Thuggin. We got Kirk Thuggin out here, just like that's bragging rights. We're bragging that like we can. Oh, we did good against Jared Goff. Like what did
Man,
we?
almost. No, y'all almost
Yeah,
lost to Jared Goff in
you're
a
right.
barn burner.
Oh,
Like 3 points.
we got Vanilla
Yeah,
Vic 3 times. Like
man.
yeah,
And not like I said, that ain't a knock against you Giants because y'all had a great season, but y'all still the Giants though. Even though I was
yeah.
heavily believing in y'all,
It
we
was
knew you
still a
wasn't gonna make
very
it to the bowl.
unexpected. It was
Right.
unexpected for a
I
reason.
loved your run. Let's say that to say the least. I love this run y'all had,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like I
better.
said, they ain't playing nobody. Like I said, then you play fifth string Purdy, and then sixth string Johnson or Jackson, whoever he was. I'm like, bro, stop playing. And now I'm interested to see this whole Brock Purdy thing and how all y'all was saying that he was gonna be your starter next year. Now that he's hurt, is he still your starter next year?
Oh, we're gonna have to get Frank on. We're gonna have to ask Frank. Frank is our
Our
49ers
resident right.
guest. Our
Hmm.
resident 49ers guest. He's gonna be our expert on this. We're gonna have to defer to it's his choice. With what he goes with, I might lean with, just because I respect his opinion,
Hmm.
and I think we got to ask him about that one because I still like Trey Lance.
That's what I'm saying. They got a three-way carousel right now, unless somehow they can find a way to offload Garoppolo, send him down to New Orleans or something. I don't know, but
Jimmy G's got to go. It's you got to move on.
yeah, especially if you really want to, even though he's your winningest quarterback.
Which jersey are you wearing today? Oh, that's a question.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe the Priest Holmes, maybe the
Mm,
Jamal, maybe the Kelsey, maybe the Mahomes. I don't know. Maybe none. I don't know. I don't know
yeah,
yet. It's the coin toss.
yeah. I can't wear a jersey for current players. It's bad. I have a bad juju's luck with it.
Oh, see,
It
yeah.
goes back to the Dante Hall, Priest Holmes era, Trent Green. When I got Dante Hall's jersey, he got hurt and he's done. Same with Trent Green. Like I had to take a pause, and besides some wall art, that's all we're. I don't wear the jersey anymore. It's bad. I don't put that juju on us. Should go Len Dawson. Ooh,
Oh, if I had a Lenny Cool, I would. I ain't got one yet. He's expensive on there. On the
Yeah,
site, I'll be looking. He's expensive still, but
yeah,
he's
Lynn
the man.
Dawson. Yeah, and he's a legend, a nice Kansas City legend, our crowning king
Man,
for the longest. It
I was
seemed.
about to say, yeah, he's done a lot for the town, even as just an individual. Like I said, there are guys like him and old George Brett. Like they done a lot for Kansas City on the under.
Yeah, I've heard some things up and down about Lynn Dawson. I would actually defer this conversation to Dex and see what he had to say about Lynn Dawson. But I'm not going to give
Mm-hmm.
away his story. But
Ooh,
let's say it's a mixed bag in Kansas City about Lynn Dawson.
ooh, mm,
Up and
okay.
down, up and down.
Yeah, I want to hear that because I definitely know there's a downside. I know where he come from, so we'll have to see. Ooh, yeah, we got to get Dex and Frank on here so we can get some things clarified.
Yeah, there could be some
The
clarifications.
after Super Bowl scrum clarification scrum. We need to know
Yeah.
what's happening.
But if you ignore everything off the field, you can celebrate Lynn Dawson pretty easily.
Right, exactly.
He's still a
If you
legend, Hall
ignore
of
the
Famer.
person, 'cause-
Yeah,
right,
if you just ignore who he is, not everybody's nice in public. Is all I'm gonna
right,
say. So
right.
that kind of thing happens sometimes, especially when you're old and you know rich and
Hmm. Decrepit.
yeah decrepit and a legend in itself. You probably, I after 10,000 people talking to me, I'd probably might have a different opinion on my thoughts too. So who knows how
Hmm.
that goes?
Right. Can't argue with that. Oh, got a message. What was that? All right.
Yeah, and actually, if I'm going to bring up a subject from, let's throw this YouTube channel back up there real quick. Teacher Talking Sports. He had a video this week that came out this week, and it's talking about the potential Hall of Famers that are eligible this year. And we've got some names on that list from Kansas City that were kind of interesting.
Hmm.
And I wanted to run them by you,
Oh
get
yeah.
your opinion on it.
'Cause there's only
And
one that's deserving.
there's three of them. We got three. And I'd agree with you. There's only one that I would make a case for, too, and maybe one and a half, but I'm still, the half isn't enough for me to make the argument. So, so first on the list, we'll go with the obvious guy that we like is Jamal
Five
Charles,
five. I already
Mister
knew.
5'5" himself.
Put him in. Stop playing, dude. We've
Yeah,
never seen a more dangerous running back since like Barry Sanders and them. Like the things he did were historic. I still think his mark is still the leading in history. 5'5"
yeah.
a carry.
Well,
Like, dude,
it is technically 5'4". He had that garbage season with the Broncos
mm,
that took
we
off,
gonna call him
shaved.
5'5" anyway.
Yeah, that's why we
We
call him 5'5" around here because we
right,
kind of ignore that season. But
right.
it did, but it still, I think it tied. It made him tied for the record
Yeah,
at
with
five
Jim
four.
Brown or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like, what are we talking about?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
and if you want to talk about it, look at the team Jamal Charles was on most of his career. He was
Man.
hot garbage. When Andy Reid got here, he was 40% of his offense. And
Hmm.
that's why Andy Reid had success immediately because he just leaned on Jamal Charles and rode that horse as hard as he could.
Hmm. Like I said, you got to put him in.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
no, yeah, it's
yeah,
fine. Yeah, we know, but we call
yeah.
him 5'5".
That's why
He's
we call
five
him Mister
five.
5'5" around here.
Right,
We put some respect on his name. We put blinders. Like we just,
right.
it's hard to. I think he had a fumble too that season, and it might have
Right.
been against Kansas City.
I think
Funny
it
how
was against Kansas City.
funny how that works. If I remember
Man,
that right, it's been a while. And the next on the list, this is where it gets a little interesting. Let's go, Derek Johnson. This was on Teacher Talking Sports video next. Derek Johnson.
I wouldn't put him in just yet. I
What
think,
about yeah, I think he's short of the Hall of Fame or it's a tough road for him to get in. But what about the Ring of Honor? Does he make that?
of course, he's probably the best linebacker we've ever had. Like he certainly makes the case
What
to
about
be
Derek
in.
Thomas? Second best. He's the second best.
He's more of an outside linebacker though. I mean,
Yeah. It's right there.
pass rushing kind. I mean, yeah, but I mean, DT, he's historic. He's on a different level for what he
Right.
was doing, and then he gets what I call what most folks do, and it's no disrespect when I say this, but a lot of people give him the Heath Ledger nod because he died, and we really couldn't see the total fruition in totality, but the way he was heading and what he had already done had pretty much put him up there, in my opinion, in LT status, probably the greatest ever. Bobby
R-
Bell is solid, but Derek Johnson, doesn't he lead the team in total tackles and all
Yeah,
achieves them?
I believe he does
I'm like
lead the teams. Yeah.
he's a wood layer. He was always almost where you needed to be every single play. Uh,
Yeah, I think he was Derek Johnson was very underrated, but I still
yeah,
think he's still short.
he's still short, but
He's still short.
one day, one
Yeah.
day.
And the last on Teacher Talking Sports video was the Eric Berry.
No,
Eric
no, and no,
Berry. Eric
Eric
Berry.
Berry. Right.
Eric Berry.
Mm-mm.
Man, I remember when that song came out. I was hooked to it. I'm sure Dude with a Beer was the same way.
Oh yeah,
Just
everybody.
Eric Berry was a fan favorite for a long time in Kansas City until he decided to kind of take a he
So he
went that
decided to
Tony
start a
Gonzalez
line.
route.
Right.
Yeah.
Decided to start a line. Didn't care about getting healthy. Like I said, he robbed us of 5 seasons. 5 seasons. Robbed us. I mean, money where we could have been spending on other people to help this team be competitive.
Uh,
Eric Berry's just sitting there lying through his teeth, lying about everything. And then when he did come back, he was an embarrassment. Got dogged by Gronkowski. I mean, like,
mhm.
goodness gracious. Like, no, not Hall of
Yeah.
Fame worthy. I don't even think he's he's not even ring worthy.
Yeah, I definitely see him missing the Ring of Honor just because of the dealings with the Kansas City Chiefs there at the end. Too much like
Yeah.
Tony Gonzalez, where it's just
Right.
like, what happened here?
You
You know
Atlanta
what I
made
mean?
you. Well, in
Yeah,
your
right. Atlanta,
impression,
yeah,
Atlanta,
Atlanta made you, and it's like, what'd you do in Atlanta that you didn't do here? Like,
man.
come on now. Like,
Besides get less yards, less touchdowns. Like, what are we
what are
talking
we
about?
talking about? Jesse, I love it when everybody else counts us out when we play teams like this. And I think it's factual. There's a lot of people. I've seen so many Eagles about to blow these boys out. I've seen a lot of like score predictions where the Chiefs score like 10 points. And it really blows my mind because it's like, when does that happen?
It doesn't.
When do we score 10 points?
It doesn't. That's why I said these people are crazy.
Well, again, congrats on Daryl Revis.
He
Yes,
ain't a chief though. He's
he
not a
is a
chief.
chief. Look,
He was a chief for a little while. So was Patrick Surtain and a lot of these dudes. But
I think Darrell Revis will go into the Hall of Fame wearing a Chiefs jersey.
you
He
think
knows,
so?
no, but
I'm
I
about to
do.
say because he wasn't
No,
Revis Island here. I'm
right.
about to say.
But he might prefer his time here. We could and I think you almost
Also true.
I want to say the same for Terrell Suggs. I know it's not true, but the way the Baltimore Ravens kick Suggs out of town,
True.
he's got to be wearing this jersey with pride. We got him another ring,
Right.
sneak him a little backdoor ring. But
Right.
I know he was done when he after he came to Kansas City and he didn't want to come back. But I'm a big Terrell Suggs fan in
See,
Kansas City,
Sizzle, how
so
could you ball so hard university? How could you not be a fan?
I was so hyped about that.
Ugh.
And that's one guy for the Eagles we got to talk about because I know we both wanted him so bad. Ndamukong
Then
Suh.
Dominican Sue.
Mm,
I
mm,
already
mm.
know.
He really had a chance at winning the Super Bowl this year, but he decided to go with the Eagles.
He decided to go to the Eagle. Right. Like, goodness gracious. You had such an opportunity at your hand,
Yeah,
at your fingertips, as they say.
and I'm questionable on the Chiefs' offensive line when it comes to tackles. But if we're gonna face him, one thing I want to point out is, look, if they're going to take advantage anywhere, it is that interior offensive line. And I'm
No.
not afraid of Sue tonight. Not
No.
this one. Maybe
Mm-mm.
in the Super Bowl when it was nothing but second and third string
Right.
offensive linemen, that makes you nervous.
Right.
But with Creed Humphrey right there,
Right. I was
Trey
saying that
Smith.
hog molly up there. That's what I'm saying.
Mm,
We got the hog molly association now. I ain't worried about them boys.
yeah, yeah,
It's
me
just not
neither.
enough. It's not enough.
It's not
Got to
there.
do the crazy eyes. Not enough.
What do you know, Mama?
I'm trying to tell you, it ain't enough. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, our line, like I said, we got what was the fourth best line they were trying to say, especially number one in pass protection. So I'm just
Yeah,
like, I don't know what people are thinking about really in this point because it's almost just written in the stars. This is it. This is it as far as being protected. I think Pat gets off, and like I said, I think the run game really carries a lot of this baggage too. I just it's gonna be a blowout, Mr. Casey. It's
let's
gonna
get
be
it.
a
Let's
blowout.
get it.
We're gonna blow
Let's
these dudes out, dude.
let's go. I'm so hyped for this game. I'm ready to start doing some laps around the house. I'm about to go nuts. It's gonna be loud in the KC household tonight.
I was trying
I
to tell you.
promise
He
you.
said I gotta do some laps real quick. Well, I'm trying to tell you, because this thing, boy, yeah, it's about time to get ready. Got to get some food going, ladies and gentlemen. It's about time. We got stuff to do. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and y'all watching. I'm in a championship town right now, so you know the
Mm,
energy is crazy. I went to Price Chopper earlier. It's a local KC grocer for the folk out there. Jumping, red and yellow everywhere. Nothing but a sea of positivity. Everybody's ready. Ever so many high fives and good energy. Like the town is ready. You can feel it. I woke up with goosebumps. I thought I was turning Super Saiyan, but no, it's Super Bowl Sunday. It's time. It's time, y'all.
yep, I was at the local corner store here, and it was a very congratulations. Got a bunch of congratulations already. They already know it was. I didn't even have to say anything. It was a high. Oh, congratulations on your on your Super Bowl victory. So these folks here
Exactly.
in Tampa kind of already know what's up too. So it's nice to see. It's a very enjoyable, even though cold, 64-degree day here in Tampa.
Right. It's what they say, it's a blizzard out there.
It's a
We would
blizzard.
kill for that, but yeah, it's a little blizzard.
Yeah, yeah. I'd
Mhm.
hate to know what you're dealing with right now, but
You know, it's pretty warm today. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe it's like I said, maybe it's just the energy in the town, but it's about what is it? Let me look at the actual weather report. It's not too bad. It's 58.
50. Oh yeah, yeah. See,
I said it's not too bad.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
barely above you
but
here.
you know,
60.
62 is that perfect. You know, 62 in Kansas City. That's prime time weather right there. That's the one we want. People
Any
almost
worse?
pulling shorts out. You know how that go.
Yeah, any worse? And I'm turning on the heater here. Like we're gonna have to fix
Oh
this.
man, I don't blame you, dude.
Uh,
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been our Saturday Super
pre,
pre Burger Bowl show. And we appreciate y'all stopping through, rocking with us, getting your comments in. Like I said, we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for y'all. And we're just so appreciative. We love y'all to death. We got to prepare for this championship run, ladies and gentlemen.
hmm
It's time. Got to get prepared. Got to go pick up medicine if you know. Uh, it's time. It is time.
Yes,
I'm that
sir.
dude with the beard. Tomorrow I'll be that champion with the beard. He's Mr. KC from the 813 champion style. And we're gonna see y'all Wednesday and talk some big stuff.
Oh, excited for it, folks. Y'all take it easy, enjoy it, and stay safe. And I apologize to any of those that have to wake up early tomorrow for work.
Whew.
That's the worst thing in the world.